Have you ever looked into your dog's eyes when you reach out to pet their head? If you pay close attention, you might notice them flinch slightly or lower their ears, but we often ignore that because we think, I'm just showing love. But what no one really tells you is this: petting a dog on the head, if done the wrong way, can make them feel threatened, or worse, scared of the person they love most. And the truth is, you might have been doing this for years while your dog quietly endured it. I know, you never meant to. No one intentionally wants to hurt their four-legged friend, but that's exactly why the knowledge in this video is so important. So, watch this video all the way through. And if you also believe that truly understanding your dog's emotions is key to being a better pet parent every day, then hit subscribe. Every week, I share small but meaningful tips to help you raise your dog the right way and love them in the way they understand best. Here's something interesting and kind of heartbreaking. Many dogs don't enjoy being petted on the head, but that doesn't mean they don't love you. They love you deeply. They just don't know how to say, please, don't touch my head like that anymore. Imagine this. If someone twice your size leaned in close and suddenly put their hand on top of your head, how would you feel? A little startled, tense, maybe even a bit scared? That's exactly how many dogs feel every time we reach for their heads, even though we think we're just being affectionate. The gap between how humans and dogs perceive a simple act like this is actually huge. We humans often show closeness by touching each other's heads, patting, hugging, resting a hand on the shoulder. But for dogs, it can feel controlling, overpowering, even threatening, especially if you lean in, block their view, and come down from above. They don't know if you're about to hug or harm them. All they see is a large figure approaching the most vulnerable part of their body. An instinct kicks in. Either avoid it or silently endure. What makes this even harder to notice is that dogs can't say no out loud. Instead, they send tiny, really tiny signals, like turning their head slightly, lowering their ears, sighing, licking their lips, or showing the whites of their eyes, something behaviorists call whale eye. Many people find whale eyes cute, but in reality, it's anxiety whispering, and many dogs are whispering to you every day. You just haven't learned to listen yet. One of the most common misunderstandings is, my dog doesn't flinch or react, so they must like it. Not true. Sometimes they're just being good, because they've learned not to resist. A good dog isn't always a comfortable dog. A truly relaxed dog will have a loose body, steady breathing, soft lip licking, and lean into you instead of turning away. I once met a dog owner. She absolutely adored her pup. Every day she would pet and cuddle her fluffy little boy. Until one day she called me and said, I don't know what's wrong. He doesn't come to greet me anymore. After observing closely, I asked her just one thing. The last time you petted his head, did his ears drop a bit? She paused. Yes, but I thought he liked it. I've always done that. And it's that always that slowly silences so many dogs over time. So if you're asking, what's the right way to pet a dog? Here's a simple method recommended by behavior experts. Start at the shoulders or back. Don't come down from above. Instead, kneel or crouch to their eye level so they can see you're approaching with respect, not control. Pet from the shoulders, then gently move along the spine. And observe. If your dog relaxes, maybe even closes their eyes or exhales calmly, you're doing it right. But if their body stiffens, or you notice a deep breath followed by holding it, stop. That's a sign they're bracing, not enjoying it. There's a special spot many dogs love to be touched, just behind the ears. This area is rich in nerve endings and hard for dogs to reach on their own. But here's the catch. Your dog has to truly trust you. That's why some dogs press their heads into your hand when you touch that area, as if to say, I feel safe here. However, just as there are areas dogs like to be touched, there are spots you should avoid. even if your dog doesn't seem to protest. The two most sensitive areas are the tail and the legs. Dogs are instinctively protective of their tails. It's connected to their spine and vulnerable. It's a survival instinct. Same goes for their legs. Imagine someone suddenly grabbing your foot when you're not ready. It's a weird, off-balance, powerless feeling. Dogs feel the same. They just can't shout like we do. And one of the most common yet sweet but dangerous mistakes? Hugging too tightly, or petting for too long without giving your dog the chance to say, "No, thank you." You love your dog and don't want to let go. But remember, real love always leaves space for choice. Try this instead. Pet for a few seconds, then pause. If your dog nudges you, leans on you, or turns back toward you, that's an invitation to keep going. But if they stay still, walk away, or turn their head, you've just heard a gentle no. Lastly, I want to share a short story. An elderly man who had raised dogs since he was young used to pet his dog's head every day for 10 years, until one day, the dog suddenly growled. The man was confused, heartbroken, thinking his dog had changed. But when a vet explained things, his eyes welled up. "I didn't know. I thought I was doing it right. I wish he could have told me sooner." If you've read this far, you're probably like me, someone who truly loves dogs. And sometimes, real love means relearning the things we thought we already knew. Today, you've learned something incredibly important. And I believe, starting tomorrow, your dog will feel the difference. In every gentle, respectful, and deeply understood touch. If you found this helpful, and you want to dive deeper with me into understanding how dogs feel, to love them in the right way every day, then subscribe to this channel. Every week, I'll share small, valuable insights, like little gifts for those with hearts that listen. Dogs don't need you to be perfect. They just need you to understand and love them in a way they can understand. And today, you've taken one more step forward.